Hello everyone, my name is PPCC and today we'll be taking a look at the assassin class inside Forge. In particular, we're going to be playing on the same map as my earlier video, but we're actually going to be playing a new game mode, the CTF game mode inside the game. So without further ado, let's get on started. As with all the characters, and the assassin comes with 7 different skills. At the moment I'm just trying to figure out the map layout. I don't really have a mini-map, so this is a little bit difficult. Oh, that's right, I'm supposed to go down here, and then this way, I believe. There's the exit. So the assassin focuses on one-on-one combat. It's the stealth class inside the game, as of right now. It might not be the only one out of the 12 selectable characters which they have planned, and his special focus is getting close and doing one-on-one battles with opponents that are a little spread out. So in places like this, where you got this lone guy, he's a little bit injured, and this is where we can wreak havoc. All of the assassin's traits is just based on the idea of being the single fighter inside the game, and his specialty is actually taking down these little dwarf guys, which are the healers inside the game. I think I mentioned that in my earlier video. So now we've got a nice swarm of enemies. We can't necessarily do all that much to this many opponents. So what we can do is we can kind of combine some of these different spells around. So for example, right now I'm cloaked. Well, now I'm not. Yeah, people will sometimes fire stray shots into you, and then you'll be uncloaked, and the whole entire pack gets you. Let's say we want to take this guy down, right? Let's see what this assassin does first. He has a nice stun hit, so let's get inside this. Alright, well, he's pretty low on health now, so what we can do is that we can actually morph him into our stealth world, and inside here, it's just him and us. Now, that makes the fighting a little bit easier, and later on we'll be able to combo some of our attacks. For now, we're gonna try to evade our opponents, our chasers here, with the smoke bomb ability. For the purposes of this preview, I've left the tutorial settings open so you can kind of see which spells I'm casting right now. The game has quite a little bit of a learning curve, simply because there's just so much stuff going on, and so many different spells and combinations that it's rather hard to just remember them all. Looks like we found an opponent going for our flag. He's one of the heavier knight classes. Let's try to get behind him, stun him, and let our teammates finish him off. Get a few attacks in. With the assassin, you really want to be taking advantage of that backstab, and that's kind of how you do the maximum amount of damage. Now I'm taking a lot of damage here. It's that guy on the bridge. Sadly, it doesn't look like our team has a healer, so that might be a little bit of a problem, and we might actually lose this round simply because we don't have. Look at all the support the enemy team has. Just an absolute ton of people, and that's what you should be getting into as the assassin. Just getting into the back lines there and just taking them all out, if you can, of course. Alright, well, back into the fray. Looks like Captain Crunch over there, whatever his name is. Actually, it is Captain Crunch. It's having a one-on-one with this guy. Let's see if we can use our ability to teleport behind him. Have a quick kill like that. So G is my jumping, closing the range ability. It's what brings me close to my enemy, and T's my stun. And V is, as you can probably tell, is my stealth. That's primarily what I'll be using as the assassin, and I guess that most people would primarily use this spell. So let's go out into the world and see what else we can do. Like I said earlier inside the first video, there is a parkour system inside the game. I'll see if I can do it right here. So if I can make a jump, make another jump, back, forth, back, Yes? No. Ah, no. But there is a parkour system inside the game, or a freestyle movement system of sorts. I'm not particularly good at it. It's but it does come in handy at times. Where did he go? There he is. So now that we've pretty much gotten the basics of playing the assassin class down, we can actually mix and combine some of these abilities. So, for example, now we're cloaked. Let's try to nab one of these people, get that stun on him, wherever he is. Here's he just disappeared. Ah, there it is. Get that stun. Use the puncher ability, and then we can put this Panthera's kiss on them, which will do a little bit of passive damage as time goes on. Assassin, when you're not inside the fight, when you can't find someone to just 1v1, you can just kind of use some of these spells to just do a little bit of passive damage and take them down a notch by doing that. Now inside this game, the King of the Hill, the control point game mode is kind of mixed with the CTF mode. For example, if we control that particular tower with that beam of light on the middle of the map, we would get 2 points for every run to and from the flag. Now I'm going to come in here and try to quickly nab that flag and get out. Now the Pathfinder might be a little bit better for that, but actually this looks very, very heavily defended, so we're gonna back off. Try to take this guy down. No. It's just so much stuff going on the screen that I can't really tell what's what. Now since our team is trying to make a push onto this place, let's see if we can just kind of get into the back of their column right here and see how we can kind of help our team. With the assassin, it's a little bit more about your positioning, and it's a little bit more about playing it safe, a little bit slower. Now let's see if we can draw this guy away from the fight. One-on-one, we can definitely take out these vanguards fairly easily, so let's see what we can do here to just kind of weaken them out a bit. I'll put that puncture spell up again. That'll slow them down by a little bit. It won't necessarily do all too much damage, but it'll slow them down. And then, for example, I can put that Panthera's kiss on him, and he should be dead sometime soon. So F is that spell that I'm talking about. Curses their enemies, so that'll do a little bit of damage. Now where am I? I just respawned. Okay. See, the thing I don't get is why there are 2 support heroes standing over here. Another one like that, and the medals that you see that are coming on the screen plays a role into the meta game, the whole MMO aspect of this game, where you can essentially level up the 5 different heroes inside the game, and as you level them up, you get more customization on the characters and a little bit of the game's talent point system, where since this is an instance game, this isn't a traditional MMO where things happen on a grand scale. You don't necessarily see that many people at one time. It's more or less smaller match-made games, right? So to balance it out, what the developers did was that they made it so that if the more that you leveled up, the more that you get to specialize in the character. So for example, if I played the assassin, where I particularly like the Pathfinder, if I played the Pathfinder a lot, and then I realized that well, I'm not getting all that much energy. I'm not getting enough mana to use my spells effectively. I could essentially take a little bit from maybe Pathfinder's health and then put that one skill point into something that I actually want to use. So in my case, energy.
Now.
What is this? This is a giant mine head thing. I'm looking for a med kit or the equivalent of that, and I believe I found it. Here it is. Ah, there we go. Have to be uncloaked. Alright, so where is the majority of the fighting going on? Like I said before, if we take this particular control point, I'm pretty sure we have to be uncloaked for this, but if we take this particular point, we'll be able to get a nice benefit every time we cap the flag, so it'll be worth a little bit more, so I suppose it'll be a good idea to have that. Now, as playing as the assassin, I noticed that you're going to be spending a lot of your time inside this like monochrome mode, and maybe it should be an option to be able to turn this this graphical filter off, because personally I can barely see anything inside this. Is this our crystal? Yes, it is. Whoopsies, wrong place. Could have sworn it was on the other side of the place earlier. Ooh, what is that? Looks like there's another assassin somewhere around here. As of right now, the 5 different classes all have their own distinct roles. I feel like as time goes on, that's going to be a little more vibrant. There's going to be a little more specialization between the role of support, ganker, and CC and stuff and such like that. Really, I feel like there's going to be a little bit of a shift there. Now the Pyro over here, the Pyromancer, is the assassin's worst nightmare. He has a lot of area effect damage, and the one thing that I absolutely hate about this guy is that as the assassin, running away from him is very hard. So let's see what we can do to this guy. Now what he just did was that he actually blocked my little stun there, so he got me good on that one. And I suppose that every class has their own counter. For example, the assassin, which I'm playing right now, counters the shaman. The Pathfinder has a difficulty taking down the heavier the knight class, which I believe is called the warden, of course. So he has quite a little bit of trouble taking down the heavier guys.